Hello, welcome to the Forest, Taurus. This reading is for anyone drawn to these beautiful earth energies. I'll be asking our guides to illuminate your journey in love and life, plus I'll be seeking out the energy around you in love. Our reading is released almost daily, so to get notified, please subscribe and tap the bell if this resonates. The fawns of the forest appreciate it. They don't like it when I ask them to run errands. So right now I'm going to start off with these awesome oracle cards. I feel like they're full of a lot of like bright artistic energies, which I thought would fit you really well. And then I'll be looking at finding out what your spirit animal is. And then later on in the reading, we'll also be looking at the energy around you, loving their spirit animal too. First of all, let's see what bright, colorful energies we have here. There we go. Are there any other bright energies floating through the forest? Alright, you have originality. Oh, I really like that. I feel like this fits you a lot. And I really like yellow for Taurus as well. I feel like this is you, putting your little golden touches on everything here. This one says, blaze your own trail. This is beautiful. It looks like an earth water spirit here. Actually, all of them. It looks like embracing all of the elements here. We can see there's like water and this beautiful beach here, and then this beautiful valley full of lush green and rainbows, and like a little seascape here with a moon glowing, and like a countryside with beautiful glowing stars, and like even a little section here of these autumn leaves that are just glowing and falling off of her skirt here as she's dancing, just literally paving her own way here, dancing to her own song, like creating this beautiful world around her as she goes, like saying, yes, this is me, all of this is me, like I can be all of these things, embracing all the facets of her life. I think that's really neat. That's a really fun energy to start off with. I like that. It's like a little bit structured, but a little bit chaos. But just putting those beautiful touches into everything. I feel like that is so Taurus, See what animal we have here for you in the forest. What animal is going to come out of the forest today for Taurus? What animal energy should you have to guide you? Oh, the unicorn. I really like that. I feel like this is like almost a similar kind of energy here. This is also about, it even says infinite possibilities. This is using your intuition and your creativity to pave your own way, to create your own world, to see into the unknown, to leave behind any darkness. Unicorns, they're known for being these mystical spiritual animals that were, believed to be real back, in the medieval days. And they were believed that they were such forces of good that their horns could purify any sort of sickness, any sort of poison or disease. They were just these like beautiful magical creatures that were very, very healing. And I just feel like this is the universe kind of stepping up here and saying, hey, like, we want you to like maybe open your soul a little bit here, embrace putting, like that other one was saying, embrace putting those beautiful touches onto things. Let yourself listen to the light, pave your own way. Like, wow, I think that is some very powerful energies to start off with, right away. Both of these, saying, trust your intuition, kind of go your own way here. Just do you, like, you're unique, you're different, like, and maybe now is your time to kind of, shine a little bit here. All right, let's see what you have from the crows for where you are on your journey this week. The Star, the Three of Water, the King of Air, and the Ten of Air. I feel like right away, like there's just these very strong energies here having to do with communication, with working with somebody. And I feel like this is going to be something that leads you to healing. Like I feel like there's a little bit of like maybe a little bit of disharmony here. Maybe that's what you're trying to heal here, but I feel like your thoughts are very maybe negative right now, and I feel like you're kind of being very decisive in what you say and how you say it, maybe even playing it cool. But at the same time, I feel like um you're not opposed to like working together with others. You know, I feel like you do have something going on here that you're kind of happy about, that you're celebrating. You know, it could even be that you're letting go of these negative thoughts here, you know, kind of embracing just this more like logical like aspect, like yeah, like I might be having my thoughts going around in circles here, but I'm smart enough to know that I can get through this if I kind of like work with others. Like I have things going on that are making me happy right now and that are actually like healing as well. Interesting. I feel like maybe like if you're dating, um I feel like maybe you're not quite sure who you want to talk to, but maybe you're kind of having a lot of like maybe feelings for like maybe a couple different people at the moment. But I feel like you're pretty happy with all these different like energies that are coming in here, and I do feel like this is something that is kind of like bolstering your confidence a bit here. You know, kind of letting you be the one to decide maybe what the communication's going to be like. But I kind of feel like at the same time, like this is kind of like something that you're not sure about in your thoughts here. Like there's some aspect of it that you're not happy about, you know? And it could just be that maybe, you know, you have to like make a choice here, or perhaps it's not quite going the way you thought it would. But at the same time, you have a lot of other things going on, so you're like, okay, right, like, but if I feel like if you're like in a relationship, maybe there was something going on that had you maybe not quite super happy communication wise, that had you maybe like a fight or something, or some sort of like very negative energy was coming in here that I feel like you're just kind of being logical about, you know, kind of just like, all right, yeah, like, but like I still have a lot going on and I still know that I'm the shit. So, you know, like kind of like embracing that as well. Like I would say, like with that more like, I know who I am and what I'm doing, so I'm gonna keep moving here. I'm not gonna kind of let that stop me. Because then I do feel like you do have like these other like good happy energies around you. So let's see where Taurus is on their journey in love here. You could be too that you just kind of, oh, let me see, before I say anymore. So the crows, ooh, another king crow came up for you. The king of earth, the knight of water, the eight of earth, the six of water, and the nine of pentacles. Or, excuse me, the nine of earth. I try to say them the same way, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't. They're just so different between so many texts, and I'm like, I just need to pick one way to say it. But anyway, wow, like I feel like you really are just trying to like focus on the things that you have going on around you. Like you feel love in this situation. Like this is something you really want to grow and want to work on and work towards. Like this feeling of like this feels like home. Like this is something that I want to like be able to share with. And like right now maybe I want to say just kind of like being in your power right now. You know, but wanting to get to that place, I want to say like you are like willing to like you want to like go towards this, like you feel like this happy, this love, this like yes, I want to do this and I want to be stable and I want to work on this. I really like that. I think that's super neat, Taurus. So I'm just gonna see, I want to clarify, we're gonna use the angels today to see, let's see what that 10 of air is. Ask our beautiful angels. Verify. This will... Okay, we have unity with Archangel Sandalphon, which is also the Hierophant. So this is like Taurus, Libra energy. So this is you. Huh. Maybe trying to like, you're trying to balance something here. You're trying to balance these energies. You're like worried about balancing the energies that are around you. It's hurting you somehow, for some reason. You're just like, I know I can do this. I know I can figure this out. I'm just freaking like, you know, I also kind of get like magician vibes off of that a little bit, you know, like with him, how he's sitting here and these globes are swirling around him, like he's just sitting there and watching them, and like, you know, he's more traditional than the magician. He's not going to go all, you know, chaosy and crazy and like start doing different shit. He's going to do the same thing in the same way, in the same method, but he's going to find his answers, you know, but he's creating the opportunities to find them. Okay, on the 10 of water. So I feel like if you were having like these negative thoughts about love here, about being able to find harmony in this situation, kind of like hoping and praying, you know, for like karma to come in here, kind of like like just wanting things to like work out here, you know, maybe with these energies of like working together, but also maybe being a little bit defensive with this King of Air. Healing, so maybe, you know, maybe you kind of had put yourself out there a little bit or something, maybe are kind of like in your head about it or something, because you're like, ah, geez, like the worst of the worst happened. Like I feel like every time I think about this, it's just worse and worse and worse. You know, and that can be like a really hard energy to deal with, you know, even if, you know, in your heart you are still in this place of, oh well, I still love. I still want to work together. I still, you know, am trying to heal and move on, and like, you know, and I kind of feel like this is you trying to let go of these negative energies here. You know, maybe kind of like facing them, because I don't feel like this is an energy that's like creeping up on you, that it was just like boom, you know, with this King of Air, because I feel like this is, you know, the King of Air isn't gonna let himself be, you know, brought down by the Ten of Swords, you know. He's in control of his thoughts and his emotions, and he's very, very, very smart. Sometimes, you know, maybe he doesn't always want to, I want to say, look at his feelings all the time, but we also have these energies coming in to kind of like say, you know, you're not the only one out there, kind of a feel. And I feel kind of like maybe you had these thoughts going on, um, where you wanted things to be maybe traditional, maybe like, maybe you're worried that things aren't going to be traditional, you know, and aren't just going to work out here. But it's interesting because then on your path here, we have you embracing this kind of more of these earthy vibes, you know, a little less intellectual, a little bit more like, all right, well, how do I really feel about this? Like, where am I spending my time? What does make me happy? You know, trying to like focus on the things that you have put yourself into, you know, kind of realizing like, hey, like I am strong, like I can do this, you know, kind of like feeling that sun again, feeling that happiness, knowing that you are so close to victory and success, you know. Um, but anyway, I'll see if they want to say anything else about that 10 of air before I move on. The 9 of fire. Interesting. So this is like you saying, all right, like, like, I feel like this was something that was a little bit hard for you, that you just kind of kept struggling with. Maybe that was some kind of like cycle that was going on here. I feel like that you aren't giving up on the situation. I feel like you are trying to be more like intellectual about this. And I feel like whatever this was, these negative thoughts or this energy that came in here, I feel like it was something that was going on that you're just like, I can't let go of this. Like, I mean, this was something that you loved, something that, you're kind of like waiting for like answers about here. And I want to say, like, um, I kind of want to say you're being like, I kind of like this vibe here. I kind of like feel like she has a lot of courage, right? She seems pretty fearless there. She's like, I'm gonna defend my beliefs. I'm gonna defend my heart. I'm gonna defend the things that make me happy and the things that mean something to me. And I'm just kind of looking at like the way this like dragon is kind of like looking up at her. I'll show you that. Oh, if I can get it to focus. And I just get this vibe of like, I just have to take care of myself. I just have to like kind of keep moving in here because I need to find these answers, like I need to find this. I feel like you have like this, maybe like this connection, um and for some reason, like, I think it's just very interesting, like these the thoughts that you're having, they aren't necessarily negative, but for some reason you're like kind of spinning a little bit here. And I mean, it doesn't look like there's like a breakup or anything going on here. So I mean, I'm wondering if maybe this is something from your past. Maybe some past energies that have you going on in your thoughts here, which I don't usually see a lot of in your readings. So it's kind of like throwing me off a little bit. But I mean, it just looks like because for the most part, everything's really good and really solid. And I feel like, um, but you do also have like this other energy of maybe a little bit of nostalgia here, but like feeling like this place is home, and I just feel like right now you're kind of like in this energy of just trying to be very logical because you're healing, and it could be that you're healing from this past experience here, with this past love, where you felt like things were very balanced, where you felt like maybe you were learning from the situation, and maybe that's what's going on right now, is that you are learning from this love, from this situation that's going on here. Maybe, at one point it kind of felt maybe a little bit burdensome, but you're like, I just have to keep going, like this is what I believe in, this is what I love. And you maybe just like put your all into it. And I feel like on some level, though, this unlocked like this higher spiritual learning here with this unity. Like I just keep focusing on that for some reason, and I don't know, maybe it'll resonate with somebody, but like I just feel like whatever this past experience was that kind of has you a little bit stuck in your thoughts right now, it's kind of like bringing you to that moment of like unlocking this feeling of love, of like trying to figure out like what happened, how you feel about things going forward here. Because maybe something felt very burdensome for a very long time, and you're like, all right, but like I can't carry this into anything else, so, and I want to feel this love. How do I navigate this? Maybe reaching out to others here, learning more about things. The Archangel Sandalphon is about tradition, and it's also about learning about other viewpoints, and it's about learning how everything works together, flows together. And it can also like be like, like I was saying, like very spiritual here. So it could also be like seeking out people who are maybe, in that kind of like area or whatnot. You can either be like talking to friends and something like that, even looking up stuff online or whatever. But it's also like, that other more, like I was saying, that more spiritual side where you just like stop and you take a moment to just like actually assess your surroundings, assess yourself, and the situation, tap into that, that higher power that the Hierophant has, where he connects to the divine, on that other level, and just lets the universe just talk to him and just say, all right, yeah, this is what's going on here. you know, and I feel like this is about like letting go of these burdens here where you felt very defensive, you know, in this love situation, these thoughts that kind of cropped up here that has you feeling maybe a bit defensive, maybe not always talking a lot. But at the same time, I feel like you are, for the most part, happy. Like you have friends around you, you have a love around you, and victory in how you feel. And I feel like that's very healing as well. It's just you know, healing maybe these feelings that are coming up, you know, that are kind of like being triggered, you know, by these thoughts or whatever that's going on here. Because then continuing on here, you know, as we keep going, after like you're embracing this like healing vibe, you know, just being logical and cool and zen about things, like, yeah, I'm gonna work through this, I'm gonna like be happy, I'm gonna figure out these answers, you know, and just keep going here. You know, you're finding that inspiration and that love, and you're having victory here, and you are working with others. Like the Three of Cups is very, very joyful, you know. I mean, this is celebrations, this can be you know, all sorts of like really, really happy things here, but working with others and sharing that love. Um, and then, you know, you're tapping into this more, I want to say, going from this maybe less talkative, more like zen, cool, calm, like energy into this more like look at everything that I have and what I've done. Like, look at how amazing everything I put myself into, and like feeling this love around you, right? With these two energies coming in here of like, I mean, look at this King of Earth here, you know, sitting on his throne. He's got apples all around him, and these like little trees are budding up, and there's grown ones in the back. And he's decorated and, you know, all these different things, and not any of the other crows on here have anything on them, just him. You know, and he's not just standing there like cool and calm like the King of air, you know. He's like, he's got his wings out, he's like, yeah. You know. But he's also very loving and open. And I don't want to say he's always like gonna like be that, you know, like maybe more like the Knight of Cups. So with this is like that energy that's gonna like come like go give you a hug or something, like feeling that bit of spark and going, yes, like I have put myself into this, like I know where I'm going, I know what I'm doing, you know, embracing maybe that more Taurus part of you. And you know, with these emotions too, I love how there are these roses on the Knight of Water here. You know, I feel like that's you putting your Taurus energy or those little golden touches and whatnot into whatever this new love is, or whatever, maybe not even new love, but this feeling of love that you want to express here. And I don't necessarily see you doing that, you know, but I see you putting yourself into this. I see that you're like, yes, this is what I like, this is what I want to do here, you know. You know, perfecting this, like getting to that point where you're like, oh my god, I'm almost ready to do this, like, and it could be that, you know, if you're dating, you kind of are still in that stage of like kind of preparing to like take the next step, maybe, or maybe I want to say deciding, you know, if you want to like go further with this, because I feel like you have these energies of like stability and love, and, you know, feeling very, very focused on how, like, I want to say how good it's going. Almost like I feel like this person or like these energies are, and like this is home to you, like this is you perfecting what you want to put yourself in here, and letting yourself feel these emotions, and realizing that what you have right now is beautiful, you know. And I feel like anything that is going to keep coming up for you, as far as emotions go, that might be negative or anything like that, I feel like you're going to be not seeing it as negative at all. Like I feel like you're going to be able to see things in like a brighter light here, you know, maybe be able to look back at some things maybe that were once painful and like maybe a different light, you know, kind of realizing that what you want is here and now, or even like in the future. But I feel like this is you setting up here for like success, right? Like this is you perfecting whatever it is here that you have your heart invested into, your soul, your mind, your body, like, you know. And for some people it's different. For some, you know, for Tauruses, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people say, oh, material things, but like, I mean, that can be anything for anybody. I mean, it could be, you know, so I mean, it really depends on your personality, I think, honestly. Like, you know, if you put yourself into your home, into the things you do, into your friends, your family, your social life, your work, your hobbies, you know, I mean, there are so many different things, right? But I mean, I do make this, you know, this is supposed to be love reading, which is why I try to like, you know, say like, I feel like this is like you putting your touches into like your relationship, right? Like into this love, like looking at this like, this is what I want to make my happy place. This is what I want to make my home. This is what, like, it might even feel like a soulmate, you know, from like another past life almost. Um, Kind of a feeling here with these energies here of like home, commitment. I've felt this before. This feels good. I love this. Like, I want to keep working on this. Like, I wish I could like bring this person that's like copied out, like, hey, what, you know, but being very solid, very sturdy, like not being like, you know, running around all crazy, but coming from a very solid, very stable, dependable place. Like yes, like I have done these things. I am this person. Like you can depend on me. I am trustworthy. I am loyal, and I like to do things right. Like I like to put my touches into things. I like to work on things, or, um, you know, maybe you're like artsy or something like that. But I definitely feel like with the star and this King of Pentacles here, like I feel like the star is echoing a bit there. I feel like this is you coming into your own. Perhaps part of your healing is like embracing this you vibe, right? Like this is me putting my feet down on solid ground in order to, you know, putting those roots in order to grow and get bigger and better here, and realizing that I'm not just these little roots in the ground or whatever. I mean roots are big, but you know, or even like in this picture here, this little tiny tree, but like, you know, and it grows and it blossoms into this great beautiful thing. And I feel like here, like you're trusting your intuition here, you know, spreading your wings, letting those insights come to you, you know, going back to the tree analogy, right? Like the rain, like washing over you, absorbing it in order to, I want to say, clear these thoughts, you know, in order to keep perfecting this and get on a more stable pathway. And like, what's really interesting, like I'm going back to this air card just because it's the only one that's negative, but then the cards that came out are these energies of love and commitment and tradition, and like literally this one says don't give up, you know. So I mean, just like hang in there, you know, whatever happened. You know, I think that's kind of like how you're getting at this, you know. It's kind of like that, what happened, you know, and I have to move on here because whatever I'm feeling right now feels really good, and I feel like somehow this is a victory. I don't know how, I don't know why, because you have the star card, right? Because this is healing. So I mean, this hurt, it did hurt, but you are letting yourself heal from this. You're letting yourself embrace this healing, which I really like. I kind of feel like you're just being very honest with yourself here with your thoughts, like understanding, like, all right, yeah, like this did happen, like I understand this, like, you know, being logical about it, and then kind of like letting that boost you into this healing mode and going, all right, yeah, it happened, so where am I now? Oh shit, I'm not doing too bad. Oh my god, like I'm actually kind of cool, and I have all these like really neat things about me that I like, and like, you know. And I mean, like, as far as like, you know, I was like dating, I feel like this is you like stepping into your own, like making these decisions on this person, like feeling this one love here come in, you know, kind of maybe, I don't want to say sweeping after feet, but I feel like there's something going on, like getting you into that energy of like, I want to date this person, I want to be with this person, I want to make this work, you know. Same thing if you're in a relationship, it's like, you know, like I want to keep working on this. Like this person feels like home. I want things to be fun and lighthearted and flirty, and feeling that like charismatic vibe. But at the same time, like I'm gonna settle down with this person. And like this is like a connection that I feel like a lot, you know. Regardless of where you are right now in this mode of maybe feeling like you just gotta be logical and heal and keep going, because you know shit happened and you're trying to find those answers, you know. Um, but anyway, let me see what the energies we have around you in love. Oh my god. Alright, Taurus. Oh my god. This is so cute. The energy around you in love is love. Oh my god. I love that. Okay. And the Empress. Oh my god, dude. And I love these cards. They're so pretty. This is the good tarot. Um, so yeah, so the energies around you in love are love, the Empress, and the Six of Air. Energies of beauty, of caring, of fertility, of this is my person, this is where I want to put roots down, this is what I want to fly towards, this is my dream and my happiness, and oh my god, can I do this? Like, you know, kind of a vibe like this might be too good to be true. I don't know if I can really hang with this. But I feel like that this is like a connection that's just like very peaceful at the same time, maybe adventurous, like I was saying, maybe like, feels like home a little bit to the both of you, which is really really neat. So I mean, this energy around you in love is, I feel like they're a free spirit, but I also feel like they know how to plan. And I know that sounds a little bit contradicting, but it's that little bit of, as I said earlier, like what was it? It's like a little bit of chaos, but also a little bit of structure, right? So you kind of like have that adventurous, fun vibe with somebody who also knows how to take care of themselves and take care of others, and is really good at, just being loving. This person is, I want to say, maybe not always super open, I want to say, with how they feel, but I feel like it shines off them. You could tell. I mean, it's maybe, sleep. Maybe you look at them and you're like, is that? But you know what? Like with this, I feel like with them like sleeping here, it's this vibe of like maybe like more of like a very gentle kind of touch, a very gentle, loving, soothing kind of energy here. But then I feel like when they kind of get going, it's like, wow, like maybe like just super creative, like their ideas just take off. But I feel like their thoughts about this are very lofty. I love this air card. I love how it is this ship that is, flying off into the distance on this great adventure. And it's almost in the water, but it almost is like in the air, right? Like it's a little bit of both. And I do feel like this is a good mix of like emotions with um, this air energy with these thoughts, right? Like I feel like this is like feelings and thoughts here that are kind of like, on course, setting sail, going towards something that feels really good. And that, your thoughts are like in alignment with on that too. And then they also have this energy of just being very loving, very grounded, very abundant. And I feel like in this one especially, um, hold it up a little bit. She's not very open in this depiction. She looks more like a goddess or a deity. She is beautiful. She looks like she could be like a statue, you know, um, in a temple built to honor her. Very like Artemis or Hestia kind of vibes there, right? But you know, I kind of maybe get like this more like regal feel too. Maybe, with how her hands are crossed there and like she's holding onto this wheat. Um, I feel like, like this is a hard worker. This is someone who worked hard their whole life, and now they're at that place where they can, um, and I feel like they are still a hard worker, and a lot of times the Empress is shown like, laying back, not really doing anything, just kicking it or whatever. Sometimes she's more ass kicking looking than others, but in this one she looks dirty, almost like she's been working in the fields, and she's not wearing anything fancy. She's got on these like maybe like homemade clothes or something, right? And her face is plain, but it's like very beautiful. Very like Grecian, like she looks like a goddess. She's this beautiful like head wrap made up of like all these like mystical looking leaves and flowers, and this ornate background behind her. Um, so like she's not afraid to get in there and do the work herself. She's not going to ask you to do something she couldn't do herself or she wouldn't do herself. And she's not afraid to like work hard in order to achieve things, very, very earth energy there. But, willing to work hard, maybe has had to sacrifice some things in her life in order to achieve their goals, but now they're at that place where they are elevated and people do look up to them. Maybe they are in a position of authority or something like that, but I feel like this person isn't going to be like, a boss type person. Well, maybe, but kind of like, more that like with that love card, they're that person that they're going to lead by example, right? Like they're the kind of person you're gonna watch, you're gonna see what they do and you'll be like, wow, damn, that person works really hard. Like I saw what they did there and like it was amazing. And now kind of like inspired, to go do that the same thing themselves, kind of a vibe. And that's just kind of like, that's what being elevated does, right? Like you're in a position like where you can inspire others. And I feel like that's what this person does, that's what and I feel like it was very hard won, but I feel like I'm just looking at her eyes here, like, um, I feel like they're like hoping for this love, right? I feel like they feel it, but at the same time, it's sleeping, and she's not running out. The Empress isn't running out here like open arms or just, she's standing, she's waiting, she's still working hard. But at the moment, she's paused, she's hanging on to what she has, something that she has worked very, very hard on. And I feel like she is like, that inspiring person. Um, but at the same time, I'm not getting a lot of energies here of being super open. Like I said, I feel like this love, like you can feel this with this person, right? Like you're not gonna be able to hide that with that lion there. But at the same time, I feel like maybe it's not maybe out in the open, maybe they're still like hoping they can go towards us with that air card. But I definitely feel like they feel this, right? And I feel like you feel this too with all these energies here of love and all these earth energies as well. But I feel like they are trying to be balanced. It could just be that they're trying to be patient as well here. But but I feel like it, right? Like you look at this person and you're like, oh my God, this person is like, I see a future with them. I see adventures with them. They have this vibe of just like cool, gentle, calm, but like I'm gonna get shit done and I'm gonna like look at things the best possible way and like just keep on moving here, try to keep my emotions and my thoughts balanced. And I feel like they just kind of like have that inner glow though. Sorry, I've been going on forever on those cards. Let's see what their spirit animal is. And let's see before if I want to clarify anything before I keep moving here. I sorry, this is getting long. I mean, like mostly I just feel like with your energy here and their energy that I mean, you have the King of Earth here, and they have the Empress and love. Like, I feel like if y'all could like connect here, right? Like, um, you have these energies of like, I want to go towards this. Like, I feel this love, I feel this happiness, and I'm stable and I'm grounded, and like maybe you even like miss this person a little bit, but I feel like you are stable. You're working on shit. You're like, maybe kind of in the same vibes here. Maybe you're a little bit mirroring each other. Um, but I feel like, if you're dating or whatever, I feel like they might be open to this, right? With these energies here of being this like fertile, abundant person. And I don't know, maybe they're not quite showing it, but I feel like they're open to it. I definitely feel that with the Six of Air. They're open to this. Like, um, so maybe, the communication isn't the greatest, but you both feel this. And I don't know what the deal is with that, but everybody's different. It all depends on your situation. It just looks like you're trying to stay, focused, stay grounded, keep putting in you know, um, those energies into what makes you happy here and what makes you feel like home, into the things that you want to keep perfecting and working on, possibly even working on your home or something. But I mean, like, I also see like these energies of going towards love and happiness, of being like, yes, hi, what's up, like, I want to share all this with you. Like, can we take the next step so we can get this ton of earth going? Right? And I feel like they must feel that, right? Like, these energies and love around you are love. Like, this energy around you is love, is possibilities, and but maybe not being quite open. But anyways, your spirit animal here was the unicorn with infinite possibilities, which was beautiful. And the spirit animal around you, ooh, I like this, is the raven. So the spirit animal around you for the energy and love is the raven. They get the shaman. Wow, so wow, so their spirit guide is kind of like being this, I just kind of see it as this like dark and purple like orb, right? That's kind of just crackling in and out like a lightning bolt here. Coming in as this energy of just embracing your spiritual side, right? Or their spiritual side, I should say. Understanding that wisdom is there for a reason. Taking those next steps, maybe like spiritually, but also like just using that wisdom to kind of like look at the past, look at things that come up, look at those thoughts and whatnot. Anything that might come up that's negative, in order to get through it, in order to find the light. Well, this one says, connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. It's about using that intuition for good. It's about being a creator. It's about being a magician, and being wise. Maybe this person is doing some crown chakra work or something like that. Or maybe just getting those nudges, from their spirit guide here, saying, hey, like, there's something going on we need you to look at, we need you to like think about this, we need you to connect with us, because there's something going on we need you to see here. There's some mystery that their element here is like trying to get them to take a look at, and it's very, very, very strong. There's something maybe that they're supposed to create or do, and maybe it is like taking that next step here, right? In the relationship, but they're saying, listen to your intuition. Like, this person, it could be very, very spiritual. It could be maybe, they're also an earth sign or a water sign or something like that. Not that the other ones aren't or anything, but I mean just with these, like, that magician kind of vibe there, in this air, and these other, the empress and whatnot. Yeah, with the love card too. I mean, definitely could be an air sign. But anyway, you have the unicorn, they have the raven. That is so neat. So like coming out of the woods today for you, absolutely beautiful. Like stepping out of the dappled sunlight, we have this beautiful glowing white unicorn. You just can't believe your eyes. You're like, oh my god, is this for real? These things don't exist. Right? And it is luminescent, it is glowing, it is shimmering in all the colors of the rainbow in a silvery light, and the horn just sparkles, but also looks like it could probably kill somebody. But just looking in its eyes, like this is like a wise, soulful creature. This is an energy from another universe. This is something else other and completely. And you're like, why is this here? What is it doing? And it's like, let me show you. Let me show you this healing. And I like that. Especially with the star card here. This is like an energy coming and saying, remember who you are. Remember what makes you you. Remember what makes your heart, set on fire. What makes you sing. What makes you spread your wings, right? Especially with these butterflies, like this is your rebirth here, maybe even a spiritual rebirth, maybe even with this other person here, since they have the shaman, but anyway, yeah, like this beautiful glowing luminescent energy around you is just saying, trust in love, trust in the unknown, trust in the unseen. And then to make things even like more spellbinding, this beautiful raven comes flying out of the forest, right? Maybe even a couple, and they're huge and they're glossy and black and they look like an oil spill with like all these different colors. It's almost like the inverse of the unicorn. It's like black with all these cascading rainbow shimmery colors and blues and purples and pinks and silvers, right? Just gliding off of their feathers, and you're like, oh my god. And this is like a very, very similar energy, but embracing it in another way. This is like the light and the dark, and this is like the darkness coming in and saying, yes, we are the shadows, and we have mysteries. We hold these beautiful mysteries, and we want you to look at them, right? Your person is looking at them, like the energy and love around you. These are like yin and yang, almost like these two beautiful forces, and they complement one another. These elemental energies, one that glides through the void and one that glides through the shimmery lights. Anyway, sorry about that. There's a weather alert from where I am, and there was thunder, so sorry I got a little bit weird, but wow, yeah, speaking of elemental spirits, I'm getting a snowstorm in the dead of night. So Taurus, I feel very strongly, if you feel that elemental pull, listen to it, right? And the energy for the person around you in love, I feel like they might be going through some sort of, transformation themselves here, listening to those energies around them, listening to their intuition, but doing it maybe in a little bit of a different way here, like where you're shining, maybe maybe you're the star, but they're like that beautiful dark void, equally beautiful. But anyway, so yeah, they get the beautiful raven flying down, and you get this beautiful unicorn. I feel like both of them are in harmony and together here, embracing this journey, each offering something beautiful and mystical and completely different to offer. And I think that is just so neat, But anyway, I hope y'all have a good couple of weeks, and take care.